Okay, so we started talking about how we're going to do the center piece of this in the chapel. And what we're going to do is, looking here at this, this bottom band is going to be 6 inches, and then the top crown is 4 inches. And then the altar, at the top of the altar, with the tabernacle, it'll go up here, which is 11 inches. So that leaves from the top of the tabernacle to the bottom of this crown molding, it leaves 48.5 inches is what it leaves. So we need to be able to fit a crucifix in that space. And the crucifix that we're looking at putting in is around 40 to 42 inches. And the corpus would be a 26-inch corpus on that cross. We're thinking the cross should be about the same thickness as this band, almost like a 6-inch band cross. And we would probably begin right at the bottom of the tabernacle, at the top of the tabernacle piece here, and go up. So then that would leave, if it's 42 inches, it would leave 6.5 inches from here to there, which is basically the space of this and this, which would look kind of symmetrical to have kind of that space from there, from 6.5 inches here. So if we did a 42-inch cross, which would really be good for the corpus we're looking at. So that's kind of what we're looking here. And then for this crown here, this crown would need to come out a little bit, because this pillar here needs to, it can't butt up against the crown. The crown has to come out a little bit. So what we're talking is putting a board behind the crown like this, like a 4-inch board behind it, which raises it out. So then when we bring the pillar, it would butt up flush with the bottom part of the crown in this area here. They'd be flush with this board, which is behind the crown. And that's what would be going on here. So when the crown's coming around here, it would have to work its way around that board and then come back around. The way it would do it, you have to do a cut to a 90, bring it out, and go all the way around, and then the 90 and come back in and continue on the crown. So that's what we're looking at. And then as far as this arch, this is the beginning of the top of the pillar. Then you got the cap on the pillar. There's going to be a little bit of a crown here that would match the crown at the ceiling. And what we're looking at is having really just good Hurleys, taking some MDF and CNCing an arch out of this and see what it looks like. If we like it, we'll have them do all of them. But we're going to take this cardboard to them and get them to CNC a couple of them out of MDF. And it would go from here all the way around over to here. And then we're going to get a design of some sort that would kind of fill in the tip of that. So that would be CNC as well as oftentimes those Gothic arches have a little design or an ornate design that's kind of etched in there. And that would also give structural integrity to the arches too, as we're putting them up here as well. So, and then we would have those go all the way through. And then Mike was saying too that he was thinking about maybe even having a board like this going all the way across in between the arches, since we're having it here for sure under the on top of these two windows of having this. And if he would do that, he would have to do a rabbet down here to work its way around this lip of this edge, and then be able to do that. And then as far as these pillars, from starting here to the top here, he'd have to do some either notch out this area here of wood or notch the pillar out, but more so probably notch this out and then keep the pillar solid going up. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And then the other thing we talked about is for the windows that we would have a square wood frame that would be painted that we could put in here after we did the stained glass vinyl on here. We want to cover the silver metal. And so we thought we would just take that bright white paint that we're painting this and then do a little frame that would frame around the stained glass window to cover up the silver. So, all right, that's pretty much a recap.